What is going on YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today I'm going to bring you a Chinese EV company that recently IPO'd on Thursday of last week, and that's going to be Xpeng Motors. So if you're interested in finding out about this brand new EV company, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. Before I start unveiling this new company, I ask that you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. I honestly can't thank you guys enough. You have smashed that like button and you have smashed that subscribe button so much. We've hit 200 plus subscribers and you guys are killing the like button. It's getting these videos out to the YouTube universe and allows them to see what you guys get to see every single day. So truthfully, I can't thank you enough. And on top of that, I have recently started a podcast. So swing on over to Spotify and Anchor and look up for Stock Talk with Lucas Murphy. And if you give it a listen, that'd be greatly appreciated. I really do appreciate everything you guys have done up to this point. So let's keep growing the channel and let's grow the podcast. Now into the video. Time to dive into Xpeng Inc. And this company was actually founded in 2015 and it is going to be a Chinese-based electrical vehicle smart car company. And I think that's very unique. We're going to swing on over here and I'm going to provide you a little bit of background, a little bit of information on this company. And recently they IPO'd, so I'm going to provide some information on that as well. So it says the Chinese electrical vehicle maker Xpeng is now public. The aspiring Tesla, which I think before I continue on, I think a lot of these companies are obviously always going to be compared to Tesla. They always want to be the next Tesla. And in this case, truthfully, I don't know if you can necessarily say that they want to be Tesla. They are actually trying to focus in on the luxury vehicle. Not saying that Tesla is not a luxury vehicle, but this is derived towards a class of people. That's what, they've come out and said. They're targeting the middle class of the Chinese market, and that could even be considered upper class in some aspects, but they are focusing on making and manufacturing a luxury vehicle. So back over here, it says the aspiring Tesla rival announced that it sold 100 million American depository shares for $15 each, raising about 1.5 billion in the initial public offering that began trading on Thursday of last week, August 27th. Xpeng was actually started and created in 2015, but they, like I said, they didn't recently IPO until last Thursday, August 27th, and they are actually founded by a former Alibaba, executive, and he has since then transitioned to making Xpeng a future EV company. And with that being said, they currently have two vehicles that are running through production. The first one is going to be their SUV, and that is going to be a very, very nice vehicle. And then the next one is going to be a four-door sedan. So I'm going to swing over here and provide you a little bit more information on both of these vehicles. So it says that Xpeng's two models, the G3 crossover and the P7 sedan, are similar in concept to the two Teslas in that they upscale electrical vehicles with good range and advanced driver assistant features. But they differ in some important ways, notably that Xpengs are tuned to provide comfort rather than performance, with a softer ride and plush interiors that are the company claims this, are better suited to the Chinese driving conditions. I think you're going to see a lot of comparison. Like I stated earlier, you're going to see a lot of, hey, we want to be Tesla, but... And I think in some aspects, the one way that they're going to be able to compete with Tesla is going to be their prices. Obviously they are driving home a luxury vehicle. But in the United States, if you compare the price, you're looking at anywhere from 25 to 30 in the mid to upper $30,000 range. I think in some of these aspects, you might be able to push the $40,000 range. But they are going to be very affordable EV cars when they start to come out, if they make it to the United States. If these companies can find a way to get to North America, expand into Europe, and really get out and get through the horizons of just China, I think that there's a good chance these EV companies that start up in China will be successful. There is such a saturation in China when it comes to the EV market. There is 400 plus companies that are trying to do the same thing that Xpeng is doing, NIO is doing. Tesla obviously has wedged their way in there as an American company and is selling the heck out of cars. The Model 3, the Model Y, the Model X. I mean, there's tons. They're about to release the Cybertruck. But these companies have to be able to find a way to branch out from China and get out into the world. Like I stated previously, these vehicles have been in production, and I'm going to swing over here to provide you some numbers just so you can see the realistic, set for where they're at. And I mean, it's pretty good numbers. So swinging on over here, the G3 has been in production since November of 2018, and obviously they have multiple manufacturing plants, and recently one of them is brand new. The one plant is capable of producing up to 150 vehicles per year, and the other one can build up to 100,000. So those are some large numbers, and so with the orders, they're going to be able to fulfill a huge amount. I mean, if you think about it, Tesla is trying to fulfill 500,000. This is a lot smaller. This is a company that just IPO'd, and for them to be able to produce and manufacture total in 2 plants 250,000 vehicles, that's pretty solid. So continuing on, it says as of July 31st, Xpeng has delivered a total of 18,741 G3s and 1,966 P7s to customers. Since the company has no plans to export its vehicles to the United States for now, it is a China-only play. And I'm not going to go off on a tangent too much here. I spoke about this in my NIO video, but in order for these companies to continue to grow and to expand and to get out and really sell vehicles at large quantities, they're going to have to expand beyond China. That's just my opinion. But if they really want to bring in some revenue, they need to find a way to expand out into Europe, or they need to expand to North America and really get into the market. I think that there is a lot of growth opportunity in the United States for SUV type EV vehicles. Currently, the only ones that come to my mind as of right now are the Model Y and the Model X for Tesla. Obviously, some of our main thoroughbreds have some hybrid type vehicles, but true EV, they're just not there unless you're talking about Tesla, which I'm okay with. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying from this aspect, in order for Xpeng to be successful long term, they're going to have to expand. That's just my opinion. Expect from the IPO, and what can we expect from the money that was raised from the IPO? So they said that Xpeng has expected to sell 85 million ADS at around $12 each. In fact, it sold about 100 million at $15 each, raising roughly 1.5 billion before fees, and granted its underwriters a 30-day option to purchase up to 15 million additional shares. And that's pretty solid. If all of those additional shares are sold at $15, that will raise an additional 225 million before fees. The company plans to use the proceeds to expand its sales and services networks in China to get its upcoming models into production and for general corporate purposes. And that's what a lot of these companies are doing, is they're trying to speed up, I guess you could say, the process to get to production. In this case, this company has already been producing vehicles, and so not only are they wanting to ramp up to get more production in those vehicles, but they may start releasing other models, and I think that's very, very important. And a lot of these companies in China are spending a lot of cash to get these vehicles out to production. And so they raised a hefty amount. I mean, 1.5 billion before fees and all the stuff that comes with that. That is a pretty solid number. Continuing on, it says Xpeng has previously raised 400 million in November 2019 ahead of the opening of its factory, and it raised an additional 500 million in July. So this company has no problem raising money, and that is huge for this type of market, especially being the electrical vehicle company. And like I said, cash is a hot asset. That's definitely for sure. You know, as I was doing research on this company, I started to find out a lot of information. Obviously, like I stated, it was founded in 2015, and you know, is being led by a guy who was a part of Alibaba, and I think all that stuff is very important. But as I was really diving in, getting the research, Motley Fool actually posted an article, and as I was reading it, it really kind of hit home with me. It says, where does, you know, Xpeng fit in the Chinese EV market? So I wanted to provide that information to you guys to give you some real perspective. So swinging on over here, it says Xpeng is one of several domestic Chinese electrical vehicle makers aiming to take a share of the upscale EV market targeted by Tesla, which opened its own factory near Shanghai last year. Aside from Tesla, Xpeng's competitors include NIO, which obviously we know about. There's a lot of you guys who watch this channel and watch a lot of videos on YouTube who are invested into NIO, who like finding information out about NIO, and really NIO is a cool company and they are really starting to wedge in and make a difference. So the next one is going to be Li Auto, which the ticker symbol's LI, WM Auto, and they're not yet public, upscale models from BYD, and electrical models from established global automakers including BMW and Mercedes-Benz. So obviously you can see that there are some pretty good competitors, but like I stated earlier, this is a market that has over 400 companies fighting in the EV market. You know, they may not all produce vehicles, but they may provide an important asset to the EV market field that could cause a ripple in, a company like Xpeng. So this is a saturated market, and those were just some competitors that are fighting against Xpeng. Next thing basically comes down to, is this company a buy now, or is it something I put on my watch list and really wait to see? So I want to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor, and what I'm bringing you in this video is for pure entertainment purposes only. If this is something you're interested in, I suggest you do your own due diligence and really research this company. And that's what I've been providing to a lot of people. I stated in my podcast, do your guys' research, and that's what is going to provide you guys with, do I buy it now? Do I buy it later? Do I throw it on my watch list and let them experience things? That would be my recommendation. So what I think currently is that this is something that is going to go on my watch list. I'm not necessarily going to just start throwing shares at it because it's an up and coming brand new EV company, and its stock price is shooting up and it could hit a record. All that stuff I'm going to set aside. I'm actually going to keep it on my watch list first because I want to see how it is introduced to the market. I want to see them continue to produce vehicles. I want to see them continue to take the money that they earned from, the IPO that they gained, and put that towards the production. Maybe bring out another model and just really continue to grow and then continue to expand from there. And I would then like to see where this company is at, and maybe I'll put some shares into them, and maybe I'll keep it on my watch list. But for now, that is my plan. I plan on keeping it on the watch list, and I don't plan on buying anytime soon right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm telling you, this is definitely not going to be its last. Xpeng is just fresh out the gate. They just recently IPO'd like 3 or 4 days ago, so there is still a lot of information that needs to be collected on this company. But let me tell you, their SUV and their car are really cool looking, and I do think that there is a market for them. Like I said before, guys, if they can eventually find a way to expand, I think the sky is the limit for this company. And if they can continue to find a way to lower the manufacturing costs and not burn so much cash, just like NIO does, I think there is even more room for growth opportunities for companies like this. So this is definitely not going to be the last video. I do look forward to making more videos on companies like this. And you guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you guys have been doing amazingly. I appreciate you. I really do. So let's keep this thing going. And as always, have a good day.